like I said, I want to work on the hands. I want to work on this one first and get it right the way we want that hand to be, because we do have a lot of extra here. Because I'm pretty sure we are going to be bringing quite a bit of this back to make sure that he's got some hand here. But I don't want to do that right now. I put that in. That's been bothering me, so I'm going to put that in right now. Separation of arm and and I'm going to separate that. So when I'm ready to clean that, ooh, the chunk came off. Uh-oh. But like I said, the clothing is imperfect. All right, let's kind of clean him up a bit here. All right. All right. Now I want to bring this hand in. See which way is the green. Be careful. Getting that started. That in there. Now, this is what's supposed to have happened is a cuff. And the cuff is supposed to be round. Well, this particular in my drawing here, or my picture here, is the outside is green, but the inside is white. There, that's good. He's rounding off a little bit. And if you'll excuse me, I got to shut down and fix my little shade here. The sun's getting in. Sun's getting into his eye. Look at that. If the sun is in his eye, how's he gonna put something on a plate if he can't see? See, he's got his eyes closed because so much hot sun. Boy, that sun hitting the North Pole, I don't know. So hold on. Okay, we're back. Keep going here where we left off. Now we left off is the cuff. Because what I want to do is bring this in. Well, there's still a little bit of the fur on there, I call it. And I'm doing a little bit of undercutting here. And I'm going to even it out. Remember, the elbow sticks out at the same time as I'm doing this cuff. And see that undercut? Do you see the the shadow there? And then I want to bring this around. Careful. Okay. Smooth this out a little bit. I got a little chip in there because, like I said, the elbow should be sticking out. Therefore, the forearm should be coming in. Okay, so what's going to happen? I got that knot in there. I don't want to ruin my tip on that. Is try to bring this around like it's round. So now get your tip in there. Your 40, 20, 20, 20 degree one way, 20 degree the other way. The wider the angle, make sure you get the third one there, the greater the chances that chip will come out. Come on. In this case, I felt it move. I was sure it moved. Brush. Get all that out of there so I can see what's going on. Okay, now with the cuff relative, before we get back to the cuff, I want to do this. And like I say, is I'd like to put this in right away. I mean, even though it's the crease is a detail, but the reason why I want that crease in is then you can round the top and you can round the forearm better. You'll be able to see it better. And then round the forearm better. Round. Like that. Now, getting back to the cuff, like I said, I'm good. I think we're relatively decent to have it go in. Because what's going to happen, or what should happen, and we round this, is that he's bringing his longer shirt arm, the arm of the shirt is rolling back, is the impression we want to give here. The semi-casual look, I suppose, I don't know. A lot of chefs have that, where it goes back like that. Getting back to the hand, like I said, I want to get the hand going. Now let's take what I want to do is I want to have him, like this. And I think we might have too much, maybe too much on top, well, here, like this, it comes out, That should be the upper knuckle right there, pardon me. Should go that way, and then I want it to go, now try to figure out which way the grain goes. That chip out of there. And I want this rounded this way, it's rounded that way. But then it comes down and this goes in. Just like we did with the cuff. Almost an undercut. Widen the tool a little bit. Or the cut, pardon me, not the tool. With the tool, we widen the cut. There we're getting. Now here I still want some good undercut, a twist like this. This way, this way. All right. All right. There we go. I always mistake my number 11 5mm with my, has the same handle, almost the same size. Now he's got his hand, he doesn't have his mitt on. Go and take this out of here by going like this. This. Get just a little erase. I want to clean this. If I clean that, I'm going to have to use my Drake number 2 to help clean that out. Well, I'm at it. I got it upside down. Let me give this a quick clean. don't like I do that. I get distracted from one. Because while we're at it, I could use that. There's a wrinkle there. I'm going to put the knuckles in. Okay, take some of the pencil marks off, and the remaining pencil marks. Yep. And get in there and clean better. See if this knife will help. Okay, so let's turn this around. Let's start getting his hand fixed up here. I gotta see what in fact, I'm gonna start taking this off before I take the back off. Let's take this here. In fact, I'm gonna widen it just a little bit for the hand, for the base of the hand, see if that'll help. We can always trim it if it doesn't work. No. Yeah. There we go. There we get. That got her started. So being careful not to take too much off. A little nervous about that. I want this to go forward a little bit. This chips off pretty decently. Going in this direction. I'm kind of rounding it. Now, I'm going to get back to, like I said, with the other arm. But I'm going to clean this first. And that is, I want to put, in this case, I'm going to put the V-tool right here where that crease is. Where's that crease? And that's where we can, in fact, I want to do the same thing here. Let me pencil it in. It's one of these over here. That'll help round it. I can see, oh my goodness, that is, I got quite a bit of cleaning up to do on this right here. I'd walked away with that without noticing that. Come back again. When I come back, or when I'm done, I'm going to reshape it one last time. I'll clean it then. As I've said a million times, this is a fast-paced video because I want to get this all in, what, two-hour video, where this would probably take a day, even probably a weekend to do. We can spend more time with each cut and cleaner cuts. I'm sorry the cuts are not that clean because, like I said, I want to get as much as I can, or get this all done in as quick as I can, so it won't, shore up so much time on YouTube. And you can always turn this down, put it on hold. 20 degrees this way, 20 degrees this way. Same here. Because I do want to clean while we're at it. Let's clean the saw while we're here. Sometimes I do that. I see it. Let's take care of that right now because I'm on it. Now I want to take that L shoulder . Because I kind of figure that if you can get to the point of getting this relatively done, you can always clean it, little this and that later. Getting close to that knot there. It's really not a knot, I call it a knot. Almost the same difference. Okay, same here. I need my 20 degrees this way. Oh, I don't think I can get 20 degrees in this angle. All right, we got it started here. How would it shape? Bringing it forward a little bit. It needs to be forward. Actually, I might need more of this. So I'm going to take a little bit of this off. That forward a little bit. Since it's wider than it is. See, it's wide this way, but not this way. But before we do that, hold on. Had a sneeze coming. No, I had a sneeze coming. A sneeze, not that. Not the other side. I did want to round this a little bit. Oops, wrong way. I can feel that chipping out of there if I went one way. this back in. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? I was thinking of this. Don't do that. Don't. No. No. Hope I didn't take the... Oh, see, there's a mistake of going... Again, that's what happens when you do too fast. Like I said, I like to take this more carefully, one step at a time, but like I said, I want to get it in there. All in there for you. Okay, so clean the surface. What do we got here? We're going to, now for sure, this part and his hand is out. Let's go like about here. The cuff, I can see, still see it's a little wider than it is one way than the other. Okay, and then we'll take the V, and I'm going to try to turn, well, it's going to be impossible here almost, to turn where the fin is up on the sleeve, but it's kind of difficult here. I'm going to do it over here. See, the fin is up, what do you call it, the slicer, the flat. Let's see if I can turn it this way a little bit. I got a weird handle on this. It almost feels like it's gonna push out of my hand. Yep, like that. Be careful. Yeah, I guess maybe put it under the table, I suppose. Adjust my glasses. I'm trying to make it a smoother push, but it's kind of hard to be smooth. Trying to hold on to this at the same time. It's kind of weird. There we go. I got a good handle now. That's a good handle. Let's bring this in. Let's bring this in. Get that in there, clean. Okay, get this round so the cuff comes out. And like I said, you want to get it, I want to get this thing cut before I do any undercuts yet, because that's going to be undercut. Does that need cleaning while we're here? No, I think it's all right. So here we go with another chip. There we go. I don't want to take too much on, oops, I don't want to take too much off of the elbow. I want the elbow like it's coming in. His hand is coming towards him. So the elbow is out, if I can. If I can. Same thing here. 20, 20. It pulls right out. Now, at the same time, let's go in. Let's do our in. Okay, same here. Now let's get shape into the hand. I'm going to get shape into the hand, and then starting with the wrist. And by shaping into the hand, we'll finish the cuff here. Now this one we want to be careful because we got the same fingers size. Let's get rid of that. But the thumb is going to come out as opposed to like this. And so we're going to have an extended finger. But a thumb is not a finger. Well, I call it a finger, so there. Now, get that out of the way. Oops, screen goes this way. Or does it? Well, in that particular moment. So I want to kind of go in a little bit. Taking out all pencils and now it appears, and we can come back to, but it appears that the wrist is a little smaller on this hand than on that. Whereas the distance here, and it is still a little smaller. We may have to come back. Could if we want to, or leave it as is. Let's come in here. Just want to smooth this out because careful, the thumb is coming back here. You can almost see it. The thumb is there and the finger's out here. But I just wanted to smooth this out so we can get the fingers going here. All right, we're gonna get sun. Mr. Golden Sun is coming back here. Okay, now let's pencil things in first. I just want to give this, if I'm pretty happy with it, I'm going to give it just a quick little round here. Just taking a little roundness in it. So it's not a completely flat hand. But a lot of that's, we're probably going to come back with that. Okay, because now we're going to think about if the fingers were extended out instead of like this, because we got, comes down here, we got a little bit of that, and then we got, so it's about, so it would have come out to about here. And that would be about right if we, now let's do this right. He's got his hands, I can't do it, hands back. If I go like this, back, there you go. So the thumb is, I want to get a handle, a little bit of a handle of the thumb. And then like I said, it's going to be open. It's an open thumb. And if that's an open thumb, that's about right. From here to here, from here to here, yeah. Then down the center. Oops, not here. I think the hands might be a little more, it's going to be a little bit more. Where's my, well, let's see what this, was number 9 help here? It helps some. Smoothing it out some more. See, that's a good thing when you get the, there. When you pencil something in, instead of just diving in. And then now it's the same if you had that on here. I mean, everything that I've done is if you still had the plum pudding on. You still, but see, you'll be coming underneath the plum pudding. So everything so far that we've done, and I think still with this hand, maybe it's a little easier this way, is just as if you had the plum pudding on top. Come in here, here. Now, of course, you couldn't do what I'm doing right now, this exact step you could not. Well, you'd have to, what you'd have to do is you'd have to, like I cleaned under here, you have to clean under the tray. And then you'd have to come this way. But I think you can do this with the plum pudding and tray is on. Oops. Kind of hate that bounce. I know the first one I did. See if I go like this. See, I know it's a bounce. That'll be a bounce. But that should continue on. And what's going to happen, and I want to kind of save this near the end, that whole piece is coming off. So, but then I want to round this where the thumb is. But I want to be careful about rounding, taking too much off, because I want to get the thumb in first. Oops. All right, same thing. Now this is going to be fun. It kind of looks like, yeah, we're going to have to cut this quite a bit here too. Now, be careful about how this gets cut. There we go with the green again. Where's my Drake made help here? Because you got, here's the wrist, and it kind of twists out to the pinky. It's a little better. And of course, when we get the fingers in, then we'll size them. We can probably size them right now. Because if you have it out, yep. Man, it looks almost like a robot's hand, so we'll take, because that's the pinky. No, here, okay, there's the middle finger. That's the longest. Here's the second longest, third longest. And then the pinky. Now, just a little bit at a time here. Am I in? Careful, just a little, little at a time, especially when you're coming down. Okay, this one was just a little, and we'll separate. I want to separate there, and then this thing here. A little farther down. I can still take some of this, just a little bit off for now. And there, now we got the length. Now I want to have, when he's got the tray, what can I demonstrate with? Can I do that? It's like this. I don't have, you could have it flat. Now the reason why you might want to leave it flat with maybe a little bit of twist, because you're still going to, if you have the tray, you're still going to cut this little thing right here. And of course, the farther out you got it, then that means you're going to have to drill holes. And so, I mean, you could do that. I was trying to make this as simple as possible. I mean, that would be more interesting if he was like this. But you're talking about, you know, like a big hole and a lot more. That's why I try to make it a little more easier for the people who want to carve this. And we'll put that little bit of dent in there. But so therefore, the reason why I started with that is I just want to get this a little bit of turn here. A little bit of turn here. I'm getting attacked by the cat again. A little bit of turn. Yeah, she thinks it's extras time because she just had her food. She just had her food, therefore she's starving. There, so we're just getting it started. And I could probably do that while we're at it. With this. Just a little bit. We'll get there when we get to the thumb. So if you do like this, especially with the plum, just to get that little out of there, just enough to show that it's not completely flat. And then this thing, I want a little more rounder, the heel of the hand. And even with the plum pudding, I do kind of recommend take the saw, take it off of there, and then maybe reattach it. But it depends on how you want to do that. And you know, usually, because it is, when you get into a second piece, it's more, that means you got some. I get to the point where, you know, I carve something and it's going to have like birds or something on it, and I get the sanded done, and then I'm thinking, oh shoot, I got something else to do. It's not done yet. That's the thing about having extra pieces. In the long run, looks really beautiful with the extra pieces. Here. Yeah, I always hate that snap. We still in? Okay, we're going to do another 20 degree this way. And the thing is, this is against the grain, not with the grain. So that's why it's going to be a little difficult. And that's why it's get that little hairiness in there. Okay. Now, all that's going to disappear, but I just want to put the roundness on the index finger here. See how hairy it is. I always hate that hairiness when you're trying to do details on the top against the grain, that hairy, furry, or little, looks like people say, oh yeah, your knife is dull. No, it's just a carving on top. And of course a sharp knife will help you on that. And I am going to, my V-tool can probably do some cleaning, if it can. And I'm going to put a little bit around again. Remember I told you to put the roundness on? Well, here, need some more roundness. It needs some more separation. I think we're doing pretty decent. I mean, there's a little more, if you want to put some more roundness details, a little more, I want to be careful, you want to put a little more. I'm thinking we don't have to have too much of the, I'm going to call it a shadow between the hands, because this is going to be underneath. All right, and like I said, before we move on to that thumb, make sure we're relatively happy with everything else. Like I said, it's the cleaning these little boogers here, let's bring this, oops. No, if you want to round it, it's got to go this way because it's being on top. All right. So I'm going to go with the, make sure I'm happy with the, relatively happy with the cuff, because the cuff goes in. Now that cleanup that's got to happen. And it's kind of hard to get in there. So, like I said, this is going to be, now this is what goes in, this is what goes around. Pardon me. But still would like to have it go in on top. All right. I'm happy with all of this. I'm going to leave that actually to the end. I hate having that thumb sticking out and I'm cutting this and twisting this. So let's just leave that to the end. I mean, it's just a matter of taking and chipping that out. And then we can start doing a little bit of rounding here of the thumb. And then there's going to be more this taken off because the thumb has this kind of this roundness here. Let's do that now. Now we're starting to look like a hand, basically. And the thumb is supposed to come back some. So let's trim it a little bit. A little bit. Still shaping it a little more. Oops. Okay. There we get. Now, like I said, I want to leave that. Now, usually I would take the next step because I would want to wait till near the end for the face, but make sure that the top is clean. Make sure we got this undercut here. This is when I'll stop the video. Gonna clean some of the older hand marks. Now I would still like to, even though we will have, I'm going to do something, put it in, and more than likely we'll have to come back again. But I'd rather get it started and come back because I can see it. And one is we're going to cut this sharp. Almost a point of undercut, but you don't want to undercut. Oops. Get back this way. Because I'm going to take my round tool, larger round tool, and make that wrinkle in that upper hat. Where's my larger? I need a large. I don't know if the Drake will do with this, but I think I need my larger number to get this out of there. I'll take my knife, kind of round it a little bit, smooth it a little bit rather. Yeah, it's imperfect. It'll have a lot of bumps and stuff, but I don't want it to be too sharp of bumps. So again, let's clean this up. Underneath. We out. Sorry. And especially when we do the hair. What we're doing here is probably, but this is still a major cleanup right here. And so we do the hair and the face. We'll have to do a little bit of this part here. Okay. But I always like to get it started. It's like that. Now I've got my large number 8. It's perfect for this. Where is he right here? I don't want to do this. And put this in. You can use any round tool. I do this as a sort of like put it in there. I mean, if you look at a real hat, I mean, it's probably even thinner than this. Now this is going to be a bit difficult, especially when you got the plum pudding in the way of getting in there. But I managed to get in there. Oh, come on. Enough to still put that in there. I'll use half, come from the other direction. Oops, that slipped. That's okay. Okay. Here, take this out, this out. of course we got to get in there. Probably leave that for cleanup. Okay, there we are. Now let's get into the face. Let's have a little bit of face time here. Let's put this so we have the best. There we go. There we go. Hopefully it's not in the way. Is that in the way? Almost in the way. Anyways, here we go. Now you'll notice his head is turned, tilted, turned. No, a bit of tilt too. Tilt this way. Here's a straight. Tilt this way a bit. And then of course he's turned this way a bit. So he's tilted back and he's turned. And if you ever have troubles holding on to that, usually like I'd cover up the body and just pretend and tilt the bottom, the carving, or tilt or turn, and then put the head straight, to which the eye will be like this. Now, that's one good thing about a rough out, especially these rough outs. You can see where the eye sockets go. I need to clean that out a little bit. Okay, so first up, whenever you do a rough out of a face, so this in all my videos, I'm going to say it all again, is you look at it like this, and you want that nose. In fact, I just put that little crease there earlier. You do not want to put it here, because the router bit came in and kind of came down, and that's why it looks like it's round like that. I kind of found that out the hard way one time. So let's put this in first. And now the plum pudding is going to be in the way when it comes to doing this side of the face. And you can get around it. I've done it before. And mostly your round chisels will help most of the time here. Then I want to smooth out the nose a little bit. Just getting some of that off of there in the tip. Some of that off in there. I just want to, and then, see, sometimes I do this just to kind of help. I do it another way sometimes. Now, first thing I want to do, I'll start with my bigger tool. And I'm going to go like this, and like this. To at least get it started. Put the big end first. Now here's where the pudding is going to be in the way. And you're just going to have to get around it. This is again my number 11. About 10 mil. We'll do a little bit of this. I'm going to clean it a little bit. A little bit of this. I'm actually sometimes I'm just taking some of the bit marks off. I like to get it started with the bigger one. Then here's my number 11, 5 mil. And now we're really getting deep into the tear duct area. So it's going to smooth up here, but then really deep down here. Deep down. And then a little bit of this way and clean it out. Same on this side. Get down into that tear duct. down. I would say get the butt of that chisel up, because you want to round. A little bit of cleaning. There we go. So we can prepare for the eyes. I'm going to take my knife right here where the eye line is. Put that more sharper. I like it more sharper. Some people like to take the chisel and go across. I like it a little more sharper. Okay, now we're getting started. Get my pencil marks back in. Like that. And let's get this in here. Let's see if we can clean it with a smaller chisel. I just don't like it being so. Sometimes I could do it successfully when it's kind of filthy, but here, like that. Little clean. I just like to have it a little clean and get the eyeball. And you know, the reason why sometimes I myself when nobody's watching, you know how it's always different when nobody's watching. I don't have it that clean that much, because what happens is that when I do the eyeball and I put the eyelid in, it just all of that just goes away. But I'm going to do that just for, well, because people are watching. So, well, it's about as clean as I can get it there. I mean, it's not to the point where, oh my God, it's like we're done here. Now we're going to do a little bit of close up here. Like I said, I hope that I don't lose it. Now I'm going to take my smaller number 9, 4, not 5, not 3 mil. And like I said, I'm going to come right here. And I want to in. And right here, because I took that out, that little piece out, what I usually do is if you let that in, this fin would be right on this edge here. But since I did take that out, it's like this. Oops. Get that out of there. Get that out of there. So then we take either the same chisel and we take this out of here. And we take this out of here. I think I need a little more in this here. So there we're going with the nose for starts. I might have to take a little bit more off here. But we're getting there. And then take a little more off here. There. Make it a little even. Right there, like that. Okay. Get a little more clean. Now put the eyeball in kind of last-ish. I'm going to get everything else going here. Like I said, you pencil the crease. Here's what I got left here. So if I got this, I see this. I see it coming here. And come down here. Now the mustache kind of reflects. I like him as a happy mustache, I call it. You can have it like if you got something French, you can have this little Frenchy kind of mustache there. This one here, I think the bigger I might have very little to any mouth on there. And there's so many different. Or Italiano, you know, probably this little Ital, you know, where it comes around like this. If he's got like an Italian dish there. But he's just a regular Santa. It's going to be a cake. A regular cake. No ethnicity. Let's see, I mean, dare I say, if like it's a Mexican, it'd be something like this. Or come down. Whatever dish you got on there. Okay, let's take our V. Yep, it is our V. And come round and take these pencil marks out. And committing to the mustache and the face. Okay, here. Now, that plum pudding is way going to be in the way for this. I remember that. And I did manage to get in there. I'm trying to remember. Even right now, this is a bit difficult. This is very difficult to get in there. Even this is difficult. But I kind of came forward. And I think when we get to the knife, just enough to, like I said, that's the whole idea of that, is just to get that started. So it's not like I really need for it to be super clean. And it's going to come up here. And this is going to come around this way. And this is going to come around this way. Now I take my knife around the chisel, around the bottom of the mustache, however shape you got it. Now I think you can get in this as I got in here with the plum pudding. You can. It is very difficult to get in with that, but I wanted the head tilted. It's like if you want something really spectacular, you gotta do the extra work for it. Because I wanted the head, and I think tilting the head back helped it a little bit away from the dish. While I'm at it, I need another extra one of these. Take a half second. Just a wee bit. And then with the plum pudding, you can come back here behind it. And you'd have to kind of work at it a little bit. But I think this is the worst part of having this carving, plum pudding or otherwise, is with that in the way, is this part of the face. And then you come back this way as best you can. And you get in there. Let's get that. Let's get that in there. Let's get that in there. Get that in there. Now we want to, get this is like 20 degrees this way, around the cheek. 20 degrees this way, or even more so around to separate the mustache from the cheek. A little bit of shaping to keep us on track, and if there's any more fur on there, this would be a good time to take it off. Okay, cheek on this side. I think again, I can get in here with the plum pudding a little bit. Round. Oh, there's still more on the other side. Thought I got it all. Yeah, it's right here. And then if I cut too much off, I'll get more cheeky. Oops. Well, that's in a mustache, so we're all right. But it would be best if you did that on the other side. Come down. Maybe take a little bit more off on this one. Careful of the nose. Oh, it stops. Now I want to clean the mustache. Keep cleaning. Got off the mustache for a second there. I saw some needed some clean. Take that pencil mark off while we're here. Clean that pencil and the fur. I think we need to come a little deeper again. There we go. Now, before I come back to the face, something's been bothering me is this extra fur here. I want to get that done. While we're here, careful of the thumb. And the beard is, and the hair is imperfect. You move anything here, right? I think I'll take chisel out on that. Anyways, wanted to clean that up. Now it depends on how you want to do this. There's a little too much lumber here, but if you want to have it round and as long as you round it a little bit and you have that coming out. While we're here, do this around the beard. All right, let's get back to the face. Now I did start cleaning the nose a bit. Let's take the pencil marks off. A little bit of rounding and cleaning. Oh, what's this here? Didn't see that. Now what I want to do, I'll take my knife this time because I want to show you what else I'm going to do. Just a little bit here. So it almost comes. Just a little bit about a 30-ish degree, 40-ish degree angle. A little bit of rounding. Then I want to take my very tiny, where's my small number 11, number 9 right here. Oops, and do one of these to it, just a little. And this. Well, I have it up just a little. Let's see if that'll help clean while I got this in my hand. Help clean a little bit. And bring this down to the, oh yeah, that's what we need. Bring that down to your duct a little bit. Okay, and then I clean here. Like I said, I hate that scraping. Put the knife down and then it just skirts across. Now it depends on what kind of mustache you have and what you want to do. I still want to put a mouth in. And if I put a mouth in, I have to bring this up here a little more. And the mouth is going to be about here. Even then, that might be a little too low. But not bad. My V tool. While I'm at it, I guess I take the knife part, the fin part, the fin. One of these. And need to bring it up like that because clean that a little more. Clean this a little more. And what I do is do a deep chip. Now you careful you don't move that tip while you're pushing that tip in. Like that. Now you have that and that's loose, you do almost the same, but I would prefer almost just straight in till you get that chip out of there. Once that chip is out of there, then you can start getting in there and rounding. Okay. Let's take a little, wet the whistle a little bit here. Okay. Now before I get into the eyeball, I want to take care of the beard. Here's the beard, and usually the eyeball is kind of one of the close. Because sometimes what I do is I do eyeball and cleaning up at the same time. But in this case, we'll just put the eyeball in after. Okay, so what I do is very randomly do this. Let's do a few. Well, let's go all the way around. Oh, see, I got, well, I'll be cleaning that up too. Now, when you get into the plum pudding, now the thing is you can't get in there as well, then you'll have to use a chisel. Where are you? You're right there. Go all the way. Have I gone all the way once? That's this way, so it's 20 and 20, except or any other degree. Doesn't have to be 20, but at least 20 degree one way and then the other, because you want to get this deep. Now, if you like to do that, I mean, a lot of people like to take sort of the flat plane-ish, just take your round chisel and just kind of whack it a few times. Go ahead, that's fine. But I like doing this because it has more detail. And it's almost, when you get to doing this and you're used to doing this, it's, I want to say almost the same amount of time. Not really, maybe a little bit more time to do it this way. There we go. You don't have to get it too clean because we're going to come back again with that. Again, we come back this way. This way. Take a good chunk out of there. Again, I'm doing this the quick way. Sometimes I like doing it the quick way. You come back again. Take that out of there. Smooth it up again. Or widen it again. Because it's kind of like we're separating pieces. All right. Mm-hmm. All right, I get up here. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to do this. Come back this way with that little V in it. Now I can't get in there with the hand, especially that plum pudding, but that's all right. Yeah, I can't get in there, but I'm all right. Right there. Yeah. In there, hopefully that takes the thumb out a little bit. Okay, so you got that in. next we'll take our knife and we'll just do this little scoop. All right. Putting a little extra twist here and there. I think when you start painting the beard, that'll kind of go away. Because I always, when I paint, I put in a dark, no dark, about medium gray. And then I do a dry brush of white, or mostly white. And then maybe more pure white at the end. No, actually, no, I don't. Gray and then a white. It's still regular white because I want the beard to be a little bit different from the rest. Because if you're going to have this as white, and especially this is white, that's a clean white. That's the whitest you got. Careful about this here. Now, another thing that I'd like to do, I'm not sure if I want to do the front as much. Well, I'll try, is undercut. So then the beard comes up away from. This is a little extra thing that you can't have if you do a simple take and the round tool. I mean, it's still okay, but you know, that round tool gets kind of a flat, plain Bell's nickel kind of look, paper mache kind of look. If that's what you want, but I want to add a little extra here to bring it up, bring up the. See the word value, or the excitement value, especially if you're grandpa creating carvings for your grandkids and kids, and these are things that are going to stick with them forever. That's the thing I like about wood carving of all arts. I'm sure other arts do too, but you will not see a wood carving in a garage sale unless it's like one of those made in China or one of those that's African tiki wood. You'll see them. The kind that's so hard that you don't want it to drop on your foot, break your foot. The only thing I've seen at a estate sale, I've seen one that I've seen from a guy from our club, and I got a hold of that. And I did get a trig at a estate sale. So that was good. But other than that, you just don't. One time it was at one of those large church garage sales, and there was our neighbor across the street was there, and we all have our baskets full of collecting. And she said, "Look what I got right here." And there was one of my very simple pieces from the old days. And she got a hold of it. She wanted it. She can have it if she wanted it, We'll buy it, of course. For the garage sale, for the whatever it was, for the church events or something. But no, you don't. That's why our motto is we create. My motto is I create family heirlooms that will be argue over for generations. Who gets Grandma's Santa carvings? No, Grandma loved me more than you. You never did anything for Grandma. Did you ever do anything for Grandma? I should be getting that. Oh, I got off track. And I'll have to come back on track. This stuff is during the cleanup / adjustments, whatever. Now I'm going to take my V. I'm going to get in here a little deeper. But not only that, I'm going to V and round it a little bit. So you still have. Now you could probably have done this with the V alone. I'm not sure. You can experiment. But this thing, it doesn't go in. So in other words, if you go in deep enough, in order to go in deep enough, you got to cut and cut again and cut again, and that's basically what we did. Cut again. Now, or you could leave it like, you could do it without what I'm doing now and dive in. And I want to add a little extra turn to these, because what it does is it brings these out. So it's a little extra. Just a little extra. You can eliminate it if you want. And get in there again. When you got that plum pudding, this is the only way I can get in there is with this V and just make a bunch of marks and call it a beard in there. That's the best you can do. But it's still good. So it looks okay, and of course the plum pudding is in the way if it is not as perfect. Now, I have to clean up here and there. What we'll do last but not least, you can take any round tool or the V. I always like taking the V. And when you get in here and you make these twisty, and do not make parallel lines unless you want to. He's a good Santa. He likes to keep his beard comb. Let's see what the blood pudding. And here I want to put extra in it there. And you just barely get that in there with the. And like I said, if you don't want any parallel lines, if you get any parallel lines in there, you're just going to cut across like this. Cut across. I'm in here. Alright. Come See, I like it like that than having it just a round chisel. And it depends on taste and what you want. And also on speed, especially I've got people who buy a lot of my, see what happens if I can cut that out of there, can I? Well, some came out. And a lot of my roughouts, because they gotta get this all done by Christmas and send it out to the kids and grandkids, and we want to make it as kind of as quick as possible on doing this. And if doing it one way is quicker, I've done it in a way where you take and you make you round out the beard, and you can probably have that. That's done. You can use it like that. It's done. As long as it kind of set up like it's not smooth. Some I've done is after I just smoothed it out with a knife and just put some dents in it with the knife. Call it done. I've done that same with the, what do you call it, the tufts. Smooth it out, take the knife, take some, bent cuts, call it good. I've done that, and it's good. It's not, nobody's going to look at it and say, oh, you cheated me. I got cheated with that. It's good. Let me reach up here. I got to do this there. See, I just like that when there's more. It gives more. Okay, now with the mustache, again, it's either small round or a chisel. Now I used to curl all the way around. Now I've been doing this. So this is whatever way you want. And when you're doing cleaning up and detailing, I like to get my little detail knife and, of course, my little visor and bring that, get deep in there and pull that out. It's like pulling that out. Now this is, again, when it comes to the plum pudding, if it's in the way, good luck. If you can kind of come down like this, hopefully come up. And there. Okay, there's the beard. Now, I didn't know if you heard that crash in the background, but you know what? I'm going to have to go investigate.